I take your leave, sir, and the indulgence of the House to refer to certain incidents which took place in this House as well as the other House in the course of the last week, and which somewhat disturbed the normal serenity of the work of Parliament. Unfortunately, I was not here then, but since my return, I have endeavored to acquaint myself fully with what happened in both the houses of Parliament. Under the Constitution, Parliament consists of our two houses, each functioning in the allotted sphere laid down in that Constitution. We derive authority from that Constitution. Sometimes we refer back to the practice and conventions prevailing in the Houses of Parliament of the United Kingdom and refer erroneously to an upper house and a lower house. I do not think that is correct, nor is it helpful always to refer back to the procedure of the British Parliament, which has grown up in the course of several hundred years and as a result of conflicts originally with the authority of the king and later between the commons and the lords. We have no such history behind us, though in making our constitution we have profited by the experience of others. Our guide must therefore be our own constitution, which has clearly specified the functions of the House of the People and the Council of States. To call either of these house an upper house or a lower house is not correct. Each house has fully authority to regulate its own procedure within the limits of the Constitution. Neither house by itself constitutes Parliament. It is the two houses together that make the Parliament. It is the two houses together that make the Parliament of India. The successful working of our Constitution, as of any democratic structure, demands the closest cooperation between the two houses. They are, in fact, parts of the same structure, and any lack of that spirit of cooperation and accommodation would lead to difficulties and come in the way of the proper functioning of our Constitution. It is therefore particularly to be regretted that any sense of conflict should arise between the two houses. For those who are interested in the success of the great experiment in nation building that we have embarked upon, it is paramount duty to bring about this close cooperation with each other. There can be no constitutional differences between the two houses, as the final authority is the Constitution.